5 years ago, I wouldn't have wanted a union. I was really behind the masses, but not anymore.
I had kept myself neutral up until now with regard to the union and the company, but after seeing all the changes because of the union, I decided it was right to support the union in order to achieve improvements for everybody in the workplace.
This is a huge industry. It's not a cottage industry anymore. It's $1 billion industry. Our company makes a huge, huge profit every year.
We deserve a share of that.
Washington Apples. It's $1 billion industry. It's where we work. And we work hard to provide the world's best apples and to make our companies successful.
My grandmother, my mother, and most of my mother's family has worked in this industry for a long time. I have for 27 years.
We all came to this country to work, to get ahead.
I've been with Stamilt for 10 years.
I've worked there for 17 years. I've been a loyal employee. I've worked hard.
But while the industry grows rich, we fall further and further behind.
You have to cut down on expenses. You can't do anything for yourself. Just pay bills, the rent, everything. It's not enough. And for those of us with a family, it's much, much harder.
That affects the future of our families and our communities.
When the companies pay more, there is more chance for better families and a better society.
That's why we're organizing our Teamsters Union, to win better wages and benefits, decent working conditions, respect, and a voice on the job.
We're organizing because we need to earn more money and a better future for our children. It's for them that we're working more than for anybody else.
If we do better, our community will do better.
And it's not just for our future, but it's for the future of everybody.
A company that can add $10 million to a new storage building and build on and build on and build on and keep buying new rigs can afford to pay more than what they pay.
While sales per warehouse worker have increased dramatically, the buying power of our wages has decreased. We are more productive and are getting paid less when we take inflation and the cost of living into account.
I started out, like I said, 30 years ago, making $4.75 driving forklift. I make $8 now.
Almost half of the people living in Yakima receive public assistance. The poverty rate for children in Yakima and Wenatchee is much higher than the state average. Why? Because the apple industry doesn't pay decent wages, even though it receives millions in subsidies from Washington state taxpayers. Apple warehouse workers like us receive less than 5 cents out of every dollar paid for apples.
They can't pay the rent. They wait for the check, grab it, and pay. That's that. Nothing more. Not enough to live on.
There has been an improvement this year, I feel, because they've had the shadow of the union on them.
Like a check for paid vacations, which no worker had ever received. Even after 10, 15 years of work, they never had a check for paid vacations. Meals, gifts, a $10 coupon, 5 more minutes on break. All these things we've been getting were achieved through the movement to organize our union.
I say get it in writing, you know. One thing, if nothing else, the union will teach you is you have a contract, it's in writing, and then you're protected.
Stamilt and Washington Fruit say they can't afford to pay more. But Rick Plath is still riding around in his Mercedes and living in a big mansion on the hill. And industry sources confirm that Stamilt is making 19 cents for every dollar it invests. A 10-cent return is considered good. Stamilt's is twice that.
It's just such a big industry now that it can be afforded by the companies.
You've got to be there 10, 15 years before you even make a decent wage.
Instead of giving us decent wages, Stamilt and Washington Fruit are paying a consultant $165 an hour to yell at us and lie to us and distract us from the real issues that make us want our union. Tom Matheson himself has said he already has spent $300,000 to stop us from getting a voice. For that money, everyone at Stamilt could have received a 40-cent an hour raise.
We're paying him with what they should have been paying us.
I think there are things that should be respected. They don't even respect their own rules.
There, every supervisor applies the rules as he sees fit.
We try to do the best we can on the job. Really, we try to do our best. But the company never sees this.
They make us sign papers saying that we could be fired for any reason, and I don't think that's right. I mean, I shouldn't have to go to work and feel that my job is at jeopardy because the supervisor or the management comes in there and they're having a bad day.
Here at Washington Fruit and at Independent, they are firing the older workers because they are not as productive as when they were younger.
They don't work the machines as hard as they do the people.
No, when a piece of machinery breaks down, they can fix it. When a person breaks their body down, they get rid of them.
Well, I'm a prime example. I break out, my arms break out, my stomach, my legs. I have a bloody nose frequently.
I think it's terrible.
They do not ventilate that place. It has 2 windows and 2 or 3 doors, but it's not ventilated. The chemicals are very, very strong.
It's wrong to have to work in an unsafe workplace. It's wrong for the company to treat an injured worker with no compassion. It's wrong to not have a choice of affordable health insurance. It's wrong to be intimidated. And it's wrong to have favoritism for one person over another.
Our struggle for a voice on the job has received attention from all around the country. We've met with Vice President Gore and with Governor Locke. And leaders from the AFL-CIO, representing 14 million workers, have stood with us.
We need the union there because of so much discrimination. Besides, they're robbing us of many benefits that they're taking away, and which we're entitled to, and for which we're fighting.
For me, the most important thing in this campaign, more than anything else, is respect.
Well, better salaries, and I wish they'd give us seniority, too.
I would like to have a pension plan.
I think job security is the main thing.
And better working conditions.
The changes would include benefits like good insurance, job security, respect for all of us, fair treatment for injured persons.
I've seen evidence that the union has made a difference. For example, UPS has a union and they've got benefits.
As you saw with our solidarity, we got what we asked for. We got our wages, we got our health and medical benefits, we got our retirement.
I worked in California once under a union contract, and I got benefits. I got health insurance for me, for my kids who were in Mexico. I got it all because of our union.
The Teamsters have been very effective in my workplace. We've made some gains. We expect to make more. We have a new contract coming up.
Wherever people are, there's chances of, when they're working, chances of things going wrong with management. If they don't have a voice for somebody to speak to them, then they don't get heard.
It's real easy to ignore an individual. But when you stand united as a group, it's a little hard to ignore that.
And we need the union to help us speak.
Someday when you need to speak out, they'll listen. And you won't be afraid that they'll fire you because you speak out or try to explain yourself.
You know, we should have a voice in how we want to live our lives.
Because a happy worker is a productive worker. If the workers are asking for a union, the boss should give us that right.
The whole state, the whole country, is watching what we do and hoping we win the voice we deserve for ourselves, our families, and our communities.
Look, the company's trying to separate us. but quite the contrary. Now that we're organized, we're standing together as one.
The union is for everyone, not just one race. We all want a better life, we all want respect, and we all want to see things work together. And like Julian said, we are a team.
It's a team thing. You know, it's not a race thing. It's everybody getting together, believing in one thing.
It's like a big family working together.
We are united, the Latinos and the Anglos.
The union isn't people who come from the outside. We workers are the union.
Yes, we are the union.
We are the union. The members are the union.
Our unity is our strength.
We have to all join as equals. Americans, Mexicans, Salvadorans, all of us. We have to unite to go forward with this vote.
What's the difference between voting yes and no? Just listen.
It's our right as Americans. But it's not easy. The bosses are always trying to make their campaign about the Teamsters, and it's not about the Teamsters. It's about you. And you need a legally binding contract so there will be no more broken promises. The union is you. It's all the workers united in a full circle. And you've given all the different managers and CEOs their chance. Now it's time to give yourselves a chance. It's time to vote for the union.
If you vote yes, it's because you're giving yourself value. You're giving yourself respect.
So they should think a little more whether they want to leave their future in their boss's hands or decide for themselves.
The company says we shouldn't pay the union $30 a month since we'll receive the same, if not better treatment from the company because of their goodwill. I don't believe it. I think the company will only give better salaries and conditions in response to pressures from the union.
Think of what is going to be best for you and your family and your family and your futures.
So that he can live better than me, better than I live. Like I'm working, I hope he can work better. That he can have better benefits than I do. That's what we want, at least as a father, because I want the best for my son. That's why I'm fighting.
To help the other kids, the younger kids. I got a son who works in another warehouse, and a daughter-in-law and stuff. I'm wanting the union so they could get better treatments.
I just say one thing to my coworkers that are undecided, and that's to join us because that is the only opportunity we have.
Make your own decision. Don't let anybody intimidate you by making your decision.
Nobody's going to see your vote. It's yours and nobody else's. It's secret.
They have the right to vote, so that later on they'll get the benefits they deserve.
This is our chance to have a say in our future, and we better take it now.
We can get a yes vote at Stemelt, so we can start working at Dovex and get a good, strong yes vote there and continue right on through the valley.
You ought to unite. The way to unite is to vote for the union.
Do you want a better future for your kids? It's what I'm telling you. If you want a better future, just do it.
Now is the time to stand up and take our future into our own hands. Our work, our families, our future, our union. Yes, we can. Sí se puede.